Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Ruben Amarin. Oh, fuck's sake. Stinker and hooks. Oh my gosh, man. What the fuck? Oh, wow. Let's try that again, shall we? Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Darren Fletcher press conference reaction show. That's better. See, I got the name right eventually. Oh dear, Mr. Joshy J. Give yourself the wooden spoon. Biblical stinker and hugs. I can't believe I just said that. Oh my goodness me, man. Oh wow. But we are going to be reacting to Darren Fletcher's press conference, and also we're gonna listen to Mark Skinner's press conference reaction as well, because Manchester United women have a big game against Arsenal women tomorrow in the WSL, so very much looking forward to that. But oh wow, unbelievable! I just can't believe I said Ruben Amorim. Crazy work. What was I thinking, people? But anyway, big up to every single one of you who's locked in already this evening. Much appreciated. Now, if you are new to our YouTube channel, why not consider hitting the subscribe button? I upload plenty of Manchester United content on here. And please do subscribe as well to my second channel, Mr. Joshy J Football channel. Link is in the description, and you can find my extra channel in the description, and pinned on top of the live chat and in the description is my channel membership. So yes, I have a level 1 and level 2 membership, people. So if anyone wishes to join the membership program and help fund my YouTube channel, you can find all the information pinned on top of the live chat. So Darren Fletcher has been talking to media. Now, I have listened to tiny bits of it because I was watching Sky Sports News earlier on, so I was listening to snippets of it, but I've not listened to all at the press conference. So what you're hearing from me is going to be a completely fresh reaction. I may stop it halfway through if I need to call out something, or if anything positive has been mentioned. I do not share the press conference on the screen. I play it on my phone as audio only. But, yep, Darren Fletcher, and this could well be his last game in charge, because we heard breaking news tonight that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to hold talks with Manchester United tomorrow, returning as an interim manager until the end of the season, which right now I'll take that. I'll be happy with that for now, because there's hardly any top managers available. And if he does get announced as the interim manager or caretaker manager, I will cover it for you, because this week I've been flat out streaming, because it's been a crazy week, people, hasn't it? I mean, it's just been absolutely mental at Manchester United this week. But before I get started with the conference, I'm going to get to you guys in the live chats. Big up Dynamite Sorting. There is no replaying the FA Cup this season. It goes straight to penalty in extra time, and I think Brighton will beat Manchester United. Not playing well. What's a upset? Wrexham knocking out Forest out in the FA Cup. Ronnie O'Sullivan is out in the Masters, and I feel for him like lost his motivation. I feel like he's not bothered anymore. Quite possibly. Win, lose, or draw, Blue Co out and Glazes out. Enough's enough. Fags. Cheers, Daniel Sorting, for sharing my channels. Thank you. Much appreciated. But yeah, it's just wow, what a week it's been, people. It's been a crazy, odd week. It really has. I'm not going to lie. So let's listen to what Darren Fletcher's been saying to the media, people.
Just team news, what the situations, and with Nazarene and Burmo, could one of them potentially feature this weekend, or would you give some time off?
I don't think so. I think it's too close a turnaround, so we'll have the same players available for the game as we had against Burnley, so no new additions, and Brian and Noose will be not available for the game.
Grimsby was the low point of the season in the Carabao Cup. This is a club synonymous with cup success, so how important is it to have an FA Cup run and this competition?
It's an important competition, and Manchester United's about winning trophies, and I think we've had good success in the competition in recent years.
If we get knocked out, then it's literally our season over, isn't it, in terms of silverware?
A couple of years ago, lost in the final. It's an amazing competition. It's the first trophy that I won as a player. It's a special tournament, and as in with the season so far, not in Europe, out of the League Cup, it's Premier League obviously, but it's
which I am still absolutely enraged about that. I mean, getting knocked out in the second round, I mean, get out of there, man.
FA Cup's a trophy that we should be vying to win and giving ourselves every opportunity to win.
Afternoon, Darren. You've been really open about some of the conversations you've had with different players so far this week. Just wonder if you've had a chance to speak to Cobby, just because there's been so much speculation around his future because of that.
He is. Now, Ruben Amorim's got sacked. I believe Kobe Mainoo is going nowhere.
Game time, but overall, how is he? How has he been doing?
Seems in a good place. Cobby doesn't give you much, so you wouldn't know if he was in a good place or not.
Well, he does, because when he's playing well, he's one heck of a player.
He's like that. That's his natural way. But I know him well, and I've known him for a long time. And I've seen him around the building and around different places throughout the season. Not so much about the building, but you see people around. And I've had conversations with him in general. But he's in a good place. I know Cobby, and I think he knows me, and he knows Travis Binion, so he's comfortable with his environment. So he's in a good place. He's trained well. And as I said, he's hard to read, Cobby, so that remains to be seen.
Darren, Harry Maguire, I think most people were a little bit surprised that he was on the bench on Wednesday night. Is he in a position where he could start, or what's his fitness? Because he's obviously been out for a while.
Well, he has been out for a while, so it'd be probably looking at his load and things like that. That decision's not been made, but I think like you've seen the players coming back the other night. You've seen Mason, you've seen Cobby, you've seen Bruno. There has to be some understanding of their first minutes. Might have to be careful a little bit with that process to build back in. So I think Harry will probably be in that situation for the weekend.
Hi, Darren. We saw the impact Shay made off the bench the other day. I don't know whether you're going to start this weekend or what. I'm not going to ask about that. But in terms of the academy, that's what young players can do. It felt like it was kind of an issue maybe towards the end of Ruben's time.
Now, this bit's going to be very interesting because apparently Darren Fletcher was very critical of Ruben Amorim, how he handled the academy. So, yeah, this is going to be very, very interesting, people.
The mention of Chido and Harry and the entitled mention in his press conference. You've seen a lot of them with the under-18s and working in the academy. What's your view of how the academy is working here and how players are developing, I guess, in terms of ability and character and attitude and things like that?
I just think historically, and this club's built around the academy. We've got an amazing academy. Our record speaks for itself. I'm not going to stand here and say anything other than that. We've got an amazing record.
And also the class of 92 as well. I mean, what an academy that was, people.
I think it's hard to beat in terms of the history of clubs around the world. I think we've got some amazing players, some amazing talents. I think what I see is a lot of hard-working, humble young players who ain't perfect because they're young and they're learning and they've got a lot to do. I think we...
Yeah, well, they need to learn, don't they? You can't expect these younger players to be perfect immediately, can you? I mean, what are we doing here? It takes a bit of time for, the younger generation to bed in and that. But not too much time, obviously, because you don't get any time in football these days whatsoever.
Ask and expect too much of young people sometimes in society and in general, and that's not a criticism of anybody, that's just my beliefs. I think we have to let them learn, educate them, help them, understand they're going to make mistakes and they're going to do things that will frustrate you, But through time, with good guidance of coaches, family members, players in the first team squad, all of us play a part. That's our role, that's our jobs of developing them to be Manchester United players and Manchester United people. So all I can say is my workings with those players as individuals and in general throughout the academy, I deal with hard-working, honest, coachable, super talented kids. And we've got a lot of talent in our academy, and hopefully they can showcase themselves like Shea did when he came on against Burnley and so close to scoring a fantastic goal.
Darren, you were speaking on Wednesday night after the match about the fact that you're learning about the confidence levels of the players, particularly when it came to not holding on to that lead. What have you done this week to try and sort of restore that confidence? What techniques have you used? Is it meetings? Is it showing them videos of the past? Or how have you tried to do that?
Yeah, it's just feedback. It's just talking to them. It's just trying to paint the picture of what to expect, and not to deal with this, how to deal with disappointments in games, how to see out different situations in games. It's been not a lot of time to practice it, so video. We'll review the game against Burnley, and there's some key details in that we'll try and improve on. I think it's a constant thing that evolves over time for me. It's conversations, it's video, it's coaching on the training ground, it's dealing with learning from new experiences that happened within game, and growing and building as a team and developing confidence and going on a run where you deal with those situations. But handling disappointment in football is everything, on and off the pitch, different situations in the game. And it's recognising and understanding that you've got 90 minutes to rectify things, and nothing's going to be perfect. I think people striving for perfection. Football's about chance, luck, opportunities, different things happen. Look at the game the other night. I mean, we conceded one shot on goal, another shot off target, and we draw 2-2. But that's football. We have a disallowed goal, which is unfortunate. Things happen in football. You've got to be able to deal with them constantly and just keep believing, well, there's 90 minutes on the clock, that you can change it around. James?
Darren, just going back to the Burnley game, there was an incident that was missed by the referee in the VAR where Kyle Walker stamped on Patrick Dorgu. One, can I ask your reaction to that incident? Two, Patrick probably admirably didn't react, but we're in a situation where the players are actually feeling they maybe need to react to get the referee and the VAR's attention, because had he milked that moment or rolled around, he probably would have ended up getting... Kyle Walker would have probably ended up being sent off.
So like Kyle Walker did when Fletcher didn't touch him. Yeah. That's sort of the territory we're getting into just now. But Patrick's such an honest guy, he's never going to do that. It didn't look great from Kyle Walker's point of view, but I like Kyle and I know him as a person, so I hope the intent was to get the ball. Patrick thought his intention at the time was Kyle tried to get the ball and make contact with him, so that was his understanding of the incident in the moment. For me personally, I think VAR should have looked at the goal disallowed, which was ridiculous, so they should have been looking at that for me. And as you say, if they don't, they're just going to encourage players making massive dramas out of things and being theatrical, which is what we don't want in the game. I don't want that from my players. I'd strive my players not to do it. But them two situations probably were massive influences on the game the other night, so it shows you how influential it can be.
Catherine? I'm just wondering if you might have the chance to speak to Sir Jim Ratcliffe this week, any conversations with him, just about the vision of the club and also your own future.
I've not, no, and again, the process here works. I speak to Omar and Jason. That's how the processes work. For me, I've been focusing.
I mean, I wouldn't bother talking to them to Muppets, honestly. I mean, the whole board is just an absolute disgrace. Let's get it right.
On the job in hand, preparing the team for these two games, there's been no thoughts or conversations about my future. Honestly, the people in Jason and Omar have given me full responsibility to take control of these two games, make my own decisions, lead the team, guide the team, prepare the team, and that's what I've been doing. There's been no conversations with anybody outside of those two people in higher up positions in the club.
Okay, that's the end of the press conference, people. Yeah, I thought he answered the media quite well, to be fair. Big up Josh, mate. Big up Connor. Bash. I'm not confident about the Chelsea game, sorry, because we got bigger problems and issues at the club and ownership. Darren Fletcher is getting the narrative right. Yep. You should start it tomorrow against Brighton. Sunday our game is. Yeah, Sunday. Right. Let's listen to what a bit of Fabian Hertz, so what he's got to say. Yeah, he's done his press conference. Gosh, 14 minutes. See what I mean with the opposition? Their press conferences are much longer.
Fabian, if we just start off with a bit of an update on the squad. How's Jan Kuba Minte and obviously Kostulas and Beltman were missing the other night as well?
Yeah, so when I used to work.
Hang on. Oh. Oh, sorry about that. I have no idea what happened there. Just, StreamYard having a stinker and hooks moment again, I think. Liverpool are going to smash Barnes 6-0 on Monday. 7 big goals from the big, beautiful Ekitike. I didn't watch the game, but I heard it's a good game, Danny Night 14. Yeah, StreamYard stinker and hooks, man. Get out here.
That's when Sky Sports was running on our platforms here, then Jan Kuba will be assessed. So we need to see how far he is today in the training session. It's a dead leg, so yeah, so it can be like a chance. There's a possibility, but we have to really see how he is. Today he's progressing, but the dead leg sometimes needs time, sometimes goes quicker. And Babis and Joel, they should be available.
It's Sunday we're playing. Maybe, I don't know if he's going to make his debut or not. Yeah, 4:30 on Sunday we're playing.
So they should be an option to start the game.
I mean, how do you approach this game in terms of the squad? Because in the EFL Cup, you obviously changed it around a little bit, but obviously you're playing a Premier League side. I mean, you use the likes of Jason Steele and other sort of squad members for that. Is this a little bit different, mate?
I think there will be definitely opportunities for others, but we take this competition very serious and we see this competition as a chance, as a big opportunity, and that's why we only give like players a chance to really deserve it, and that's what we always try to handle, as we try to manage through the whole season. But tomorrow there will be definitely, or in 2 days there will be definitely like changes regarding the starting 11.
How much are you looking forward to your second campaign in this competition? It's got a lot of history, particularly in this country. You've talked about that before, I know, but how much are you relishing, bearing in mind what happened last year as well?
I like these kind of competitions. It's always do or die. So it's one game. On one game, you have to perform in your highest level. In one game, you have to do all the small margins right. In the end, it's about winning. So therefore, I think really...
That's the aim in elite sports, isn't it, to win? So I get what Fabian Hertz is saying there.
Need to get an understanding what do we need to do on the pitch to win these kind of games. And I think it's a good chance to prove ourselves how far we are with our development regarding this, because I think in the last weeks we weren't able to always get the results we want to have, maybe also not the results we might deserve because of the performances. So I think that's also a good opportunity for us to prove how far we are on our phase regarding getting the results in the right moments.
I know the draw's been made, you can't change it, but in terms of being away from home against a Premier League opposition, against a team that's already beaten you this season, how big is this challenge in terms of what you would have wanted and what you can gain from it?
Yeah, on the one side you can't complain. On the other side, if you want to achieve something, you have to beat the best teams. You have to beat the best challenger. So that's why we're not the club who complains about these kind of things. These are just circumstances we can't change. So we have to accept these kind of things. Of course, the travels are more intense than if you play at home. I think that's normal, but. Like I just mentioned, it's not an excuse. We go there to get to the next round. We know it's a big opportunity. We know it's also a big opponent, an opponent with a big individual quality. But like I just mentioned, we go there to get to the next round, and therefore we have to go all in.
Do you see a change? Obviously, a lot's happened within that club, and there's probably more changes to come. But do you see a change in style of play immediately from Burnley and the interim management team that's been put in place?
I think it's very difficult. Of course, there was a change regarding the formation, so they changed to a back four, but they're still the same players on the pitch. I think it's also not so easy for a coach to get into it and to have an impact within like 2 or 3 days. I don't know how many training sessions they had together. So I think we have to focus on us. We can prepare our team individually to their opponents, or who they will face, because I think the individual players won't change that much towards Sunday. But then it's really about us. It's really about sticking to our principles, trying to do our principles right for 90 minutes. And I think that's the main focus.
Just finally for me, it's a very historic competition. And I know you know the history of this football club.
Yeah, the FA Cup has got to be one of my favourite ever competitions. I love it, honestly. It's brilliant.
How aware are you of the history going way back in terms of Albion losing in a final against Manchester United, Albion losing in a semi-final against Manchester United, and never having beaten them in this competition?
Yeah, these are statistics, so I know them, definitely, I know them.
Big up Adam Partridge. Good evening, mate. Thank you for joining me this evening, mate. Much appreciated. How are you doing, Adam? Yeah, I'm very well, thank you.
I was like losing, I think, in the semi-final wasn't that far away, so I was already alive. The other things that happened a little bit earlier, but yeah, definitely I know them. It's a good reason to go there and change it. It's a good reason to go there and try to.
Big up Michael.Chelsea FC. Good evening, geezer. You've been hard at work on Rumble this evening. Evening, Josh Geezer. I've already done my double press conference. Liam Rosler gets my thumbs up, bro. The way you dealt with those journalists, pure class, and taking our competition seriously. Yep. I'll be listening to Mark Skinner a bit later on as well. Just listening to Fabian Hertzer. I've listened to Darren Fletcher now and just listened to Fabian Hertzer.
To avoid having like these kind of history in this club, so that's also our responsibility, and we know we are capable of going there and win this game. We know capable of going there and get to the next round, and that's our only focus. I think that the experiences or the games you just mentioned won't affect us tomorrow, so it's just the effects that happened in the past. But tomorrow, in 2 days, there are new circumstances, there are new players on the pitch, yeah, it's just a new situation, so that's why we don't get too much affected by.
Yeah, but time for what, Josh, mate? Exactly. It's like in football, you don't get any time these days. Chelsea boards don't have the narrative right, threatening Liam Rosner with his job if he doesn't get top four, even though They gave him a 6-year deal.
By these kind of things, and then we try to create new history.
Thank you. Fabian, you started the game against Manchester City on the front foot very well in the first sort of 15, 20 minutes. You regularly got in behind them. Will you be looking to do much the same against Manchester United at Old Trafford?
It's always nice to start like this. I think even nicer when you score, because early goal always helps. It's changed the dynamic of the game. So I just...
Did you think of the wanker last night and today, Josh, mate? So bad, isn't it, mate? Yep. Very bad. Big up, Michael, mate. Well, this part of the country today, Adam Partridge, we've not had any snow. It's just been a little bit of rain. Big up, Michael Geezer. But very cold. Very cold wind.
Said it after the game against City. Regarding the performance, we were happy. I think we could be much more effective using our chances. We could be more mature in front of the goal, use the chance we created better, then there might be a different result. But regarding the performance, we want to go to Manchester again and try to start on the front foot and try to start intense, because that's our style of play and these are our principles, and that's exactly what I just mentioned. It's about us, focusing on us, concentrating on our principles, and that's what we try to do as well when we go to United.
What different challenges do you expect Manchester United to pose under Darren Fletcher as opposed to Ruben Amorim?
It's difficult to say, because on the one
I don't think Adam Partridge so delusional, isn't he?
Side that the players, they didn't change, so we will face the same individual quality we faced under Ruben. Of course, I just mentioned that they changed the system. I don't know how they will face us. We saw only one.
Yeah, we have changed the system because Darren Fletcher plays a back four, where Ruben Amorim played a back five.
Game against Burnley, and it's difficult to get so many conclusions out of one game. But the main thing is really, and what we can really control is how we prepare for that game, how we step into this game, how is our mindset, how is our standard, how our actions regarding the things we can control, and then we might have to react on them in the halftime. But before that, is really difficult to prepare only because of one game.
You must have looked at their performance against Burnley in the 2-2 draw. What different...
Oh yeah, talking about Bukayo Saka, he signed a new contract today, and so has Remy Sleggers as well, the Arsenal women's manager. So double contracts renewal today at Arsenal, Saka and Remy Sleggers. I don't like a back five. New manager who plays a back four, don't we, Josh Ray? Absolutely.
Did you see from them from a tactical point?
Well, good evening, Ryan G. Bash. Good evening, mate. Thank you for joining me this evening, mate. Much appreciated.
Interview.
Yeah, like I just mentioned, I think they changed to a back four. They had one.
That's correct. Yes, we did.
Clear 10 on the pitch, one clear striker.
100%, Connor. That was disgusting what Martinelli did. Absolutely no defending that whatsoever. Utter disgrace. Big up Adam, mate. All good, thank you. Hope you're good.
They played a lot of crosses. I think especially from the left side, they have good crosses. On the right side, they have Dalot. They have clear signal balls. And then the main thing is, I think it's still United. So United, still a big club. United, still a big club with big players. And they showed it again against Burnley that they can score in every second of the game, that they can easily change dynamics of the game within one action. So they were 1-0 down, and I think within 10 minutes they changed the score. They had like really good actions in the game. I think in the end they deserved to win, but also Burnley never stopped playing. So that was a typical game for the Premier League at the moment. Very competitive, very, very equal. So regarding tactical things, I think it's the biggest change is the back four.
You got lots on this weekend, and you, Josh, right? Yeah, like literally got obviously Manchester United women, Manchester United men in the FA Cup. So yeah, quite a lot on Adam Partridge. Oh, hold on. Phone's going crazy. Arsenal and Liverpool. I mean, Arsenal were too defensive, I thought. Second half, it was all Liverpool.
And that's what we tried to prepare for.
Dock 50 points on Arsenal, Martinelli's content, and keep them in Liverpool and City's shadow, I reckon. 100%. There's no defending it whatsoever, Ryan G.
Benjamin Sesko was heavily involved. He seemed to get more of the ball, scored 2 goals. What do you make of him, and was he a player that you followed in the Bundesliga during your time in Germany?
Yeah, I followed him. I think he can be a big player for United. He has everything what a really good striker needs. He's very strong, physically strong. He's fast. He is good with his head.
Oh yeah, what was that? Nazi emergency meeting, wasn't it?
He is technical, finding good solutions in tight spaces. So I followed him. I liked him as a player. I think he didn't have that easy start, but against Burnley it was impressive for what he showed. So we definitely have to take care of him, but not only of him. I think they're also really good other players, especially the offensive players. I know they're still missing some players because of the Africa Cup, but they still have enough quality to hurt every opponent in the league. So it's not only Sesko. There are a lot of players who can make the difference. So we need to prepare for all of them.
Tony Bloom set one of the targets for the season or generally at the beginning of the campaign. He said,
Brighton, mate. Yeah, that's right. Brighton Hove Albion at Old Trafford at 4:30 p.m. on Sunday. Would you not have him back as interim manager for 6 months, though, just to steady the ship? Right now, I think it's the best option, Adam Partridge. Yeah, so I'm just listening. I've listened to Darren Fletcher, Ryan G. Now I'm having to listen to Fabian Hertz, the Brighton manager.
Brilliant to get back into Europe, and another ambition is to win a trophy. This is a great opportunity for Brighton to do that. How do you see it?
Same, great opportunity, but we know that we need to be on the highest level, and it's really step by step, and we have to take the first step now, and then.
I mean, it's the FA Cup. It's so unpredictable.
The first step is always the most important, and therefore we try to go there and win it. But we know we need the best performance. We know we need to be on our highest level. But we always say that we are a club with.
That's the plan, Adam Partridge. You know, appoint Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or Michael Carrick now, and then a manager takes over in the summer.
Big, ambitious, especially like our owner, like really tries to live it, and therefore we have to fulfill.
True. Yep. Cameroon went out. I think it's Morocco he plays for. Is it Morocco? Let's have a look. Sure it was. You could be right. Brian Imbuemo. Oh, Cameroon, you are right. You are right, Ryan G. It is Cameroon, mate. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Mascherari. What's your score prediction for Brighton against Manchester United? I'm going for 2-1 or 3-1 Brighton. It's about similar, I think.
These kind of expectations, but that's something what we love to do. We go there, we try to give our best, and then we see what happens.
How is Diego Gomez? How's his spirits been after the game against City? He had a pretty mixed bag, I think it's fair to say. Missed a chance from close in. How's he been after that?
I think he had a big chance against Liverpool, and we saw his reaction afterwards. So he kept going, and he will keep going. And I think that's his attitude. So he's always there. He's always there to have these kind of chances. And I think that's the most important, that he gets an understanding how important it is to attack the opponent's box and to be in this position.
Here he is, F1 Fans FC 1985 with his usual comment, what he likes writing. When he gonna fucking wake up and understand the one she needs to sack is current eating Winstanley, Sure Little, and the fucking ownership. When are you gonna wake up? When? You fucking well tell me. Bit of John Lee Mimble's impression there. Likes wobbling in his head, doesn't he? But yeah, good evening, mate.
And then, of course, it's an unlucky moment. Everyone wants to score. I think it's a similar chance.
Get on here, Danny, I sort of thing. No chance, mate. But I know you're only joking. I like Mascherari, Josh, mate. I do.
He had against Liverpool, but for me the most important is that he keep trying, keep being there, keep staying alive. The same is for Yassin. Yeah, I think he had like 2 individual errors against City, but that's our way of playing, and we really try to give these kind of players like the support.
Yeah, sometimes when I got 3 periods, I sometimes watch him, Johnny Mimbres.
What they need to improve, and I think that's what we have to do also in phases where they're not scoring, where they're doing individual mistakes. That's our way, and therefore we really need to push them. And I see players they really want to improve, so they really want to learn from these kind of things, and therefore, to answer your question, I see a Diego with a brilliant effort. I see a Diego with a brilliant attitude towards football, with a brilliant attitude towards his own development, and I'm sure that he will get back on.
I'll be seeing him. I'll be absolutely enraged today. I sort of thing that would not be anywhere near close, anywhere near as sustainable. I see Chelsea winning trophies this season. Well, you're still in the Carabao Cup, aren't you? You're playing in the FA Cup this weekend. You're still in the Champions League. Whoever is back in Rosler is back in the blue co-Romans upstairs. As he's not the manager, he's being dictated and micro-managed. Yeah, that's a really good point.
Scoring goals because he's always a danger for us.
And just one more from me. Pascal Gross was signed a week ago today. What impact has he made since his second arrival?
I think everyone saw the impact on the pitch. So he has special calmness and a special understanding of the game. He gives a good mix of defining the rhythm of the game. That's the one part on the pitch, but I think the most important is beside the pitch. He's very influential because he's a great leader. He's a role model for the young players, and he's a he's a good connector. He understands different dynamics. He's observing things. He's doing everything for the club, and I think that's not usual. That's not normal in these kind of businesses. So he really puts his ego behind the success from this club, and I think that's why the fans love him that much, because they really feel it, and we all could feel it here in this building since day one, since he arrived, that he's there to help us, and that he's there to get an understanding for everyone in the building, and I think that's the most important influence he has so far.
Tomorrow, Adam Partridge, or on Sunday, probably, mate. So that's the end of Fabian Hertz's press conference. And now let's have a listen to Mark Skinner. Oh, 1 day ago. Okay, fair enough. So let's go.
Morning, Mike. Hope you're well.
Good morning. Happy New Year. I'll say Happy New Year to all of you, just so it'll probably save you a bit of time. I hope you're all well. Happy New Year, Dan. You get the first one.
Happy New Year to you. I suppose.
I don't think we'll ever get Europe this season, or even top 10. Quite possibly. I think it's a real possibility that you might not get Europe.
Between United and Arsenal over the years have always been tight. So, again, obviously pretty much neck and neck.
Arsenal women have not had the best seasons in the WSL, so, and obviously we had a bit of a drop-off as well recently, because I just don't think we got the squad depth with our women's team being in the Champions League. But it should be an interesting game.
In the table, so what do you feel is going to be the difference going into the game this weekend?
It's always big moments in these games, Dan. It's always who can take the big moments. They tend to be. I mean, even the one, I think it was last.
Yeah, you could get
season.
You
where,
could get a domestic cup.
Advance on us. We come back into the game. I think it ends up being 4-3. So it ends up being a close game. But yeah, I think there are a few factors on that. We're both coming back from an international from a break, basically Christmas break. I think all teams will kind of be at different kind of stages. But the reality is for us, Dan, is just we've got to maximise what we can. We've got to play our game effectively as what we're really good at. But also understand that they can create magic moments, and so can we. So it's always one of them. As a neutral, it's exciting to watch. But I think we have to go into the game, focus, give absolutely everything. And with
I get why you don't want to be in the Conference League again.
Obviously, 2 new players in the group, quality players that you brought in. You've got some business done early. Obviously you're a European club now. So how do you feel like the club are kind of adapting to that? It feels like you're kind of getting ahead of the game, and you maybe climatise into that maybe a little bit more than what you've done previously.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is, Dan, prior to this season, we haven't had Champions League football, so we've not been a European club. So you can't sit and wait. I think you have to keep moving. You have to keep evolving. The 2 players we brought in, Hannah and obviously Leah, will add so much quality. I've said this before. I'm really happy with the.
Yeah, he's pissing me off as well. Honestly, Jim Narats, he really is. No chance I ever want to be in the Conference League again. You're playing teams I never really heard of. F1 Fantasy FC 1905.
Quality of my team, but it needs more experience and the ability to keep bringing that quality into the game, and both players in both their different areas will add so much quality in different ways to our team that I'm really looking forward to. But again, who knows? There's still time in the window. I'm sure there'll be more work, potentially ins and outs. So hopefully we can add to that group and keep pushing towards those 4 competitions we're in the second part of the year.
Thanks, Matt. That's great. Best of luck for the weekend. Thank you.
Have a great day, mate.
Thanks, Dan. Asif, please.
Hi, Mark.
Good morning, Asif. Happy New Year to you too.
So the game against Arsenal Saturday will be your 100th in the WSL with Manchester United. You're only the
100th game in the WSL. Wow.
coach to achieve that at one club. In a month where top coaches in the men's and women's games have been sacked, how grateful are you to those at United that they've shown faith in you to lead this massive club into the future?
You always come up with those beautiful little snippets. I never even know that, Asif. I'll have to come to you for this research. Yeah, look,
He can, Adam Partridge. Facts. Get the fuck out of my musical football club, mate. And take the Glazers with you as well. Oh, they make my blood boil, honestly.
I've always said this. I'm privileged. It's an honour to be Manchester United manager. I think for anybody in any part of their career it will be. So to lead the team into a 100th WSL game, means the world. But what I'd say to you is that I'm not done yet. Like, I think in the longevity of your career where you're at. If you'd have said to me, would I have been manager of Man United for 4.5, fifth season? You never know you're going to get that long in football, right? We live in a different world now. So to say that, I think is to nod.
That's what you call flip-flop fans at Michael.Chelsea FC.
For me and obviously my family, to lead a fantastic group of fans and a fantastic club. But I'm not done yet, Asif. I've got much more I want to achieve. So it only makes it stronger in my will to win, and I want to lead this club into even creating more history.
So Leah Schiller is probably the headline signing of the window so far. Is she ready to start on Saturday? And I've only seen her play as a central striker. Is that where you see her playing? And what does that mean for Elizabeth Turland? Are the two now compete for one starting place, or is there a scenario where the two of them could start together on Saturday?
There absolutely is a scenario where they could both start together, Asif. Yeah, I think, look, you're right. She's a fantastic central striker, Leah, and so is Terry. So for me, it's trying to get the best out of both of them and in the right moments. And what I want to make sure is that we still have that threat, Asif, in games. You need the intensity for 90 minutes in 3 games a week. And we just didn't have the depth to be able to do that. And so what I want to make sure is they both get the opportunity to show their qualities and we can get them goals. We need to supply them, Asif. So if we can do that, that Leah in training has looked fantastic already. And Terry's looked even sharper for it. So it brings that added competition, but in a friendly way, like in a really good way. So Leah, we've got a couple more training sessions before we go into the game against Arsenal. But yeah, of course she's in contention to start, but so is Terry because she's in fantastic form herself. Thank you, Asif. Have a great day.
Thanks. Amy, please.
Morning, Mark.
Good morning, Amy. How are you? I do apologise. If my throat goes, I've got a little bit of a hangover cold, so I'm going to try and clear it, and then I'll be back with you.
I'm glad you said cold.
No, I don't do that, mate. I'm a parent. I don't do that. If I see 9 o'clock at night, I've done well.
Bit of banter going on there.
There was some reporting in The Guardian last week that you extended the contract to Ella Toone, Elizabeth Turland, Lisa Nelson, Gabby George by a year. Are you able to offer any sort of comment or confirmation on that from your end?
Yeah, I mean, look, the club always, in part of their contract conversations, always add option years in. It's the same in my contract. So the reality is that just obviously it gives both parties that conversation piece at the end of that. But the reason we've done that is because it gives you then that window to negotiate for potential new contracts. So it's always going to be the way. It was always the way with those 4 players. So those are 4 players that we're having constant conversations with behind the scenes, and Matt and the team are working hard on that. So they've been fantastic for us, and the club will continue to work to try and find solutions for extensions, hopefully for them.
To all 4, they're all under contract till next summer now. Yeah?
All of them are under contract because I've seen reports, obviously, that they're all out in the summer and we're losing these players. And no, they're all under contract. You have to take it by a certain point in order so that teams abroad can't have conversations. So those players are all under contract now for another 18 months.
Perfect. And on the transfer business you've done, How pleasing is it to get that done early, so that you're coming into this, you've got 2 players straight away, and you've kind of got a head start almost on the month. It's not you scrambling around all month for 4 signings.
Honestly, if you ask me, I'd love to get everyone done within the first week, because it just allows them to hit the ground a little bit more, Amy. We play differently to Bayern, we play differently to San Diego, so those players need time to gel with our team. And I want to stress this, as much as they're really exciting players for us. I must stress that we've got to blend them in at the right time. That could be from the start, that could be coming into games. But just to, it's like to bring a player through that has had a totally different experience. You need to make sure that they're okay and they know their surroundings and know their teammates. And we've been working hard this week on relationships, on like what it looks like. And when those 2 players are playing, what it looks like. So we'll continue to do that. But you've seen the quality, the quality of both players. So hopefully the work's not done yet, and we can potentially bring maybe 1 or 2 more in. But we'll wait and see what the window shows for us.
Perfect.
Thank you, mate. You have a great day.
Thanks, Amy. Kit, please.
Hi, Mark.
Good morning, mate. Happy New Year to you.
And to you. I suppose, Man United having a really good season, I suppose one of the few criticisms you could say, I guess, is that there hasn't been like a big win over one of the top 4 or 5 other sides in the WSL this year. So, looking ahead to Saturday, what might a victory show about your team's trajectory if you were to win at the Emirates?
Yeah, look, I totally understand that. It's what we want as well, Kit. We want to take these games.
And of course, don't forget, on the final day in the WSL season, I actually went to this fixture. I went to the Emirates for the first time ever, where that's a very entertaining game. It finished 4-3 to Arsenal women, but what a game that was.
To have those victories, and it's a big game. Look, we know that. I think for both teams, it's a big game. We're sitting right next to each other in the table. And I think, look, the reality for us is when we've played some teams who come off the back of like a really heavy week. So hopefully this time we have the kind of physical readiness to be able to go and give our absolute all at the Emirates. We all know as well, though, Kit, that these games are they're not give me. It's like you've got to earn them. And so we've got to go and earn this game.
Yeah, and the ones, especially like all the brown envelopes and that.
I absolutely understand what your kind of conversation is, but we want to go to the Emirates to try and win. That's the sole focus, but we know how difficult. We also can't forget that we're playing the European champions, so at home. So
That's true. They are the European champions, Arsenal women.
Difficult task, but we're looking forward to the challenge of it, and I hope my team can show the best of themselves.
And you've hinted that there might be more business to come this January either way, but if the transfer window ended today, would you be happy with the size of your squad, or do you still feel you need a few more additions?
We need a lot more, because us being in Europe and that, we just don't have the squad depth.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think it's more the quality at this point, Kit. I think, if we can add, look, I want the depth, but it's got to be the depth and quality. It can't just be numbers. I can't stress that enough. We're still trying to use the youth team players as well. There are a couple of really exciting talents coming through there, so that can add to your group. But if the window is to end now, I'd be really, really happy with the 2 players that we have.
Frankly, Geezer, I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them who falls for the PR or anything. Instead, I call it out, like what you do, because we got to land it, Geezer.
For the reasons we need them. But hopefully we can still do some work in this window. So I still want to add to it, because I still think we need a little bit more depth in certain areas.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kit. You have a great day.
Thanks.
And you.
Thanks, Kit. Mark, please.
Mark?
Is it Mark?
Mary.
No, Mary, sorry. I can't read from here.
been an
Also,
epic
she's got her
fail.
glasses on as well, so she can. Mary, you there?
Oh.
No, okay, we'll move on to Millie then, please.
Hi, Mark.
Morning, Millie. Happy New Year to you, mate.
Oh, he is Adam Partridge, honestly. Utter running.
You too. I just wanted to ask a question about two of the sort of younger players you've got on your squad being recalled from their loans from Sunderland. What is the plan for Evie and Kira moving forward? Do you see them being part of your first team squad this season, or do you see them being loaned out again?
Yeah, it could be either or. Everything's on the table right now, Millie. We need to make sure that we've got the kind of best situation. It's really weird. So you sit club, you sit individual player, and obviously you sit team. So there's three things that you have to think about and consider. What we're doing this window, if whatever is the best option comes up for each of those players, then we'll look at it. But right now, I'll be training with the team and making sure that they're in the right space to either play for us, to go out on loan, or potentially move. So what I say to you is the club are working really hard behind the scenes to make...
Oh, big out King. King DTHCA. I see you on Vigilantes stream. Getting the message out there. Absolutely. Glazers out. Enios out. Josh, big up to you, King. Yeah, I see you in Vigilantes chats as well. Yep, thanks.
Make sure that we have a plan for each individual. So it's not just about, we're bringing them back and then they're just going to sit. We have to get these girls playing in order for them to reach their potential.
Brilliant. And I just have one more. So
yes,
obviously there's always that really long break over winter in the WSL. I just wondered, it's almost been 3 weeks since you last played a game. So what are the sort of things that you've been focusing on in training sessions and things like that to really get yourselves prepared for this next game? Because obviously it's a pretty big one.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it. Look, and we knew that, and obviously Arsenal know that. I think for us, what's key is to get the refreshed players from the start. We played a whole season in the start of the first part of the year. So it was really important our players switch off, focus on family, focus on love, focus on connection. And then since we've been back in, it is relationship building. Even the tactical stuff, like, no disrespect, it becomes better when you have a better relationship. So we've been working on relationship games, how we communicate, getting up to speed, of course, because we need the physicality. We're going to play one of the best teams, especially in this country, so if not in Europe. So we've got to make sure that we are on it. So those are the details. Those are the added bits. We'll add some tactical refinement today and tomorrow, but really, more importantly, working on those relationships. So important, because if you want to beat Arsenal, you have to make sure that you are good between them, and that you can move them out with the ball. So we've got to make sure that we're good with the ball.
Yeah, thanks, Mark Skinner. I agree, 100%. Big game, it really is. Like I said, Arsenal women, they haven't exactly been on the best of form, but at the end of the day, they're still a decent side, and I still think they're ahead of us in the WSL. I think anyway, I'm not 100% sure. Let's have a look. Manchester United women. Here we go. Table. Yep, Arsenal women are ahead of us by a point. Yep. I'm watching that tomorrow too, Josh. Too right, Adam Partridge. Yeah. Big game, isn't it, mate? Huge. Manchester United women. 12:30 kickoff. I'll be watching that 100%. 100%, Michael, mate. Yep. Absolutely. Just, yeah, that one's a run, and he really is. But yeah, end of the day, Manchester United, they are very, very unpredictable. Yeah, it makes a nice change because obviously during Christmas, I didn't do a couple Ruben Amorim press conference reactions because I was spending time with my family and that, so I gave her a bit of a break. Jimbo was in character and asked one woman what she did. It turned out it was the captain of the women's team. And that fraud didn't even know that. I mean, just sums him up, honestly. Absolutely sums him up. Ronan, get out of my beautiful football club, yeah? Leave. Ronan. No, I'm sick and tired of it, man. Sick and tired of this Ineos group, sick and tired of Jim the Rat, and sick and tired of the Glazers as well. They all need to fuck off. Out my beautiful football club, yeah? Get out. You're not welcome. You're not wanting us. You're really not. Let's have a look. Not Jim the Rats. It's Jim the Rats Master. Yeah, I give you that one, 100%. Can you get everyone at the club we love, Joshua Wooden soon, mate? Yep. Yeah, wouldn't sing for you, Glazers. Wouldn't sing for you, Sir Jim Ratcliffe. And wouldn't sing for you Ronans, Ineos as well. Jason Wilcox and Omar Barada as well. Wouldn't sing for you. And I was sick and tired of seeing you on my TV screen. Get the fuck out of here, man. Seriously. How many times did they show Jason Wilcox and Omar Barada? Seriously. Get out of here, man. Oh, that pissed me off. It really did. Kept seeing their faces. Stop bloody showing them, yeah? They don't deserve any coverage. What did Scruffy Jim do, Josh Geezer? I think what? A ruler. Yeah, I know because I not got the wooden spoons on me right now, so that's the next best thing. I don't like them coming up on my TV too, Josh. Like, and ironically enough, Adam Partridge, Sir Jim Ratcliffe or Jim the Ratmaster, as better call Ruben 26 just said. Where has he been? Where has he been hiding? Because he's not been to the game for ages. Oh yeah, let me think, because he's too afraid to show his face because he knows that the fans would probably want to rip him a new one. And same with Jason Wilcox and Omar Barada. I bet you on Sunday, them two cowards would boycott Old Trafford. 100% they will. I'm calling it right now, people. They will boycott our stadium on Sunday. Absolute cowards, honestly. Cowards. Got no time for Ronans like that, honestly. Just now. Fuck out of here, man. Sick and tired of it. I really am. I want my football club to be successful because we've not won a league title since the 2012-2013 season. We've not won the Champions League since 2008, which, ironically enough, that's the last time my F1 team, Ferrari, won a title in 2008. So, it is what it is. But, Ferrari, my goodness me, nightmare. Being a Ferrari fan's never easy in F1. Being a Manchester United fan in football is never easy. So enjoy the journey, people. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. But anyway, that's the end of tonight's show, people. I hope you enjoyed that. And our usual outro is don't forget, Glazers out, Ineos out, and brown envelopes in the bin as well. We're out here, people. Laters. Bash. Yeah, good night, Adam Partridge. Big up to all your legends.